We were going to a mass on a Sunday morning. I noticed when I got to Old Town Bellevue, there wasn't any lights. Mass was canceled, and so I ended up getting home, calling our operations center. They're saying, you know, we got 150,000 customers out, and you know, it's never been this bad before. It's when we still had pagers. So I got a page, and I went out to the Energy Control Center, and I saw a box sitting on a phone. I could hear a phone ring, but a box was on top of it. And I said, what the heck is that phone doing? And they said, well, it's on the outage line. And we know, well, there's a lot of people out, but we don't have the staff to answer the phones. We couldn't get our trucks on the road because there's 13 inches of snow, trees down all over the place. Our guys were trying to move trees, cut trees in order to try to restore power. It was shortly after that we figured it was going to be a much, much longer storm. And we had to think about how we were going to serve customers differently.
As soon as the public ramped up and you started hearing things about, you know, maybe they really don't know how long it's going to be or how bad it's going to be, that people were looking for answers and they were looking anywhere they could possibly look. For the customer, obviously, trying to figure out what you're going to do with your food, what are you going to do with your kids? Are you going to stay in the house? Should they, you know, move, go stay with their in-laws, you know, 2 states away? That was decisions that were made. For the employees, and you're leaving your family behind in less than ideal conditions to go out in really bad conditions and try to get the power back on. So not a pleasant condition for the employees, not a pleasant condition for the guys out there restoring power, and certainly not a pleasant condition for anybody that had an OPPD label on them.
It didn't matter whether it's day 1 or day 2 or 3 or 4, there was always this reflection about what should we be doing differently. We began to put together a plan, and by Monday afternoon, we had a plan that allowed the call center to be used for customer calls. We were staffing people throughout the building, pulling them off their jobs, making all numbers available so that customers could call in. We would have people that would write it down, and then we'd put them together and take them to our operations center. It was kind of the worst storm ever, and we were probably least prepared for it. It drove us to change the way we were going to serve customers in the future pretty substantially.
North 312th Street.
The thing that changed was, first of all, intelligence gathering. So in '97, they really didn't know what they had on their hands for a couple of days. We would know within hours what we had. We would start reaching out for mutual aid, so we'd get more technicians on the ground that can actually fix things. The change in the call center and the ability to actually talk to the customers has made a huge impact, along with the ability to get out on social media and the other channels. And we certainly have a much more robust back office staff to help support that effort. And then I think the other thing is, I think we put more money and time into hardening of the system, so proactive maintenance on the system to make sure that a storm does come, it has the least amount of impact it can possibly have on the system.
You know, it became an incremental improvement kind of every year, every time we would learn and do something different. And I think the changes that occurred in '97 just drove our continual focus to improve our relationship with customers and the manner in how we serve them.
Power becomes more important to people as we add technology to our homes. So they need the power, we understand that they need the power, so I think there's an increased effort to try to shorten durations of outages wherever we can. It's really important for us to be able to reach out to the customer and say, hey, this is what happened, this is what we're doing to make it better, and this is about how long it's going to take. So I think that's the key to what we do today.
It's amazing to see the folks at work, and they take great pride in the work that they do. When most of us are seeking shelter in basements, we have people that are going to a power outage someplace, and they truly do live out our core values. Passion to serve, honoring our community, and caring for each other. So this is an industry that's full of incredibly honorable people to do that kind of service. I'm not sure we'll have an outage that big ever again, thinking that we were prepared for something like that, knowing that we really weren't. But I tell you, that really changed the way we began to think about our continuous improvement, and it's made us a better company and one of the top companies in the United States.